On October 21st, 2013, Sean Combs and his entire team made history. Revolt TV was launched, people. A TV network designed to push the culture forward of hip-hop and music. When I tell you Revolt TV is one of the greatest things that has ever hit cable television, they are the new number one name in music. If you have not added Revolt TV to your cable package, definitely do that. Spectrum, Sling TV, Direct TV Now, Verizon, AT&T Uverse. Trust me, check with your local cable providers and add Revolt TV. On Direct TV, it's channel number 384. When you want to know what's going on in the culture, from The Breakfast Club to State of the Culture, shout out to Joe Budden and the whole team over there, Remy Ma, everybody else. When you want the latest news on what's going on, and not only hip-hop, but in the music world, period. When you want to know what people are thinking, from politics to music to news and how it affects everything all in one, Revolt.tv. People, www.revolt.tv is the place to be. Revolt TV, people, the new number one name in music. Add it to your subscription package right now. It's your boy Jonathan, back to our podcast, people. Let's get it. Dream, hustle, win. This is Jonathan with the We Build Different podcast. People, we are syndicated on iHeartRadio. Let that sink in for a minute. iHeartRadio. So you can go to iHeartRadio.com or download the iHeartRadio app and you can type in We Space Built Space Different and pull us up. For all my Pandora users out there, we are on Pandora. So now all of you all can go out there and actually literally pull up the Pandora app and type in We Built Different Spaced Out and pull up our podcast. We are on Amazon Music, which is the fastest growing streaming platform out there. We are on Deezer for all of our international listeners in India, Pakistan, Europe, Japan, and Netherlands, everywhere. We are on Audible, which is the number one audiobook company in the world, owned by our partners at Amazon. We love y'all every day. We are actually on Spotify. Y'all already know that. We are on Apple Podcasts. You already know that. We're on Google Play. So if you have an Android phone, you got a Samsung, what you can do is go to the Google Play Store and download Google Podcasts. When you download Google Podcasts, which is free, in case you thought it was a cost, pull us up. We right there every day, all day. We're on TuneIn.com. You can listen to us in your car, on your smart TV. We're on Overcast. We're everywhere, period, that you want to know. Just Google We Built Different Podcasts and we pull up everywhere. This podcast is special. You know, when we built this podcast, literally our whole mindset was to have a podcast where people could listen and learn valuable information and learn about resources for time management. Why patience is so important. Your artwork. Are you ready for FM radio? How to use text messaging the right way to trigger sales and interest. What about Instagram? All that stuff. But then we also interview dope, emerging, thriving, out the box artists that just are killing it in the game. Their voices are so strong. I love it from top to bottom. That's what's beautiful about this process. And today is no different. I'm talking to someone that really, 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 truly is about their craft, is about their art, is about their music. And, you know, Louisiana is a very, you got to have tough skin when you come in from Louisiana. Let me just tell you that. Ain't no softness down in Louisiana, period. And I'm honored, and I mean super honored, to have recording artist, entrepreneur, Nada Great on the We Built Different podcast. Nada Great, welcome to the podcast.
I'm honored to be here. I'm thankful that you allowed me to come here.
How you feel about that intro?
Awesome. It was amazing. And you weren't lying when you said having tough skin coming out of Louisiana.
Okay. Tell me about it now. For real. No doubt about it. Listen, I'm going to jump right into it. 2020 was crazy for everybody. We're talking about, we had We had COVID-19, which captured hundreds of thousands of lives. People died. We had fake voter fraud. We had a historical election. We had the death of George Floyd. We had people protesting. We had Ahmaud Arbery. Yeah, people couldn't go to work. People couldn't go to work. People had to shelter in place. You know, vaccines, all this stuff. Like, how did 2020 impact your life?
I will say this, and it's so weird. People look at me weird when I say that, but 2020 was actually a good year for me. Besides having to be on lockdown, that gave me a time to reflect on myself and know what I needed to work on. Like, I didn't look at it in a negative aspect. Like, it was one of the best years for me, honestly. Yep.
Like,
yep.
And the reason why I say that is because I just want you to kind of tell people emotionally what type of impact did it have on you?
Well, at first, like, I remember when the George Floyd situation happened, it was very emotional, and then we had another situation. Like, everything was back to back, so I kind of had to draw back from, like, social media because like, you have to have a balance, because it gets overwhelming when you keep constantly scrolling and seeing people getting murdered, and you know what I'm saying, like, literally getting murdered on your phone.
Right.
So I had to take a break from, you know, certain websites or certain platforms, so that way it wouldn't affect me personally too much, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, no doubt about that. I want to ask you this. When you think about, you know, everything that happened in the whole year, it was a very, like, that year changed everybody's lives, like how we shop, what's essential, what's not essential. Yep. From a music perspective, did it change the way maybe you created some of your content? Did you want to speak on, like, different matters and things like that? Kind of break that down.
Well, at the time, I kind of was, like, on a pause with music, so I wasn't even focusing on it strongly. You know what I mean? But it definitely make you want to get out there and let your voice be heard. You want to get online and say how you feel about situations, but at the end of the day, it's like, what does my voice contribute? Because the stuff is still happening, so you kind of feel helpless in a sense.
Yeah, definitely. You mean that's how a lot of people feel. Let me ask you this: when everything kind of, like, and from a Louisiana aspect, talk about the culture that 2020 had around your city and just in that area, and, you know, how did you adapt to everything?
Well, out here, everybody liked to be outside, so it was like a lot of people really didn't even follow the rules of, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody just like being outside.
breaking the rules.
At the beginning of the lockdown, it was so many different house parties. Like, well, we can't go anywhere, so everybody was just meeting at different houses and stuff. Like, it was, and it's a party state. Like, one of our Mardi Gras. I don't know if you know of Mardi Gras, but
you know, I know Mardi Gras is. I was at Mardi Gras before you was born. What you talking about? You crazy? Go ahead.
But you know that had to get, you know, canceled because of that, you know, what we were in. But people still were decorating their yards, and they still pulled their trucks and was throwing stuff out their trucks, like they had their own parade.
Yeah, definitely. So let me ask you this. You know, Louisiana has a rich culture, and your music, and we're going to tap into that in like a minute. But when people hear your music, just locally, like, what has been the reception from people just in your city?
Well, when people hear it, they be like, wait, you from here? You don't sound like you're from here, because there's usually a certain sound like when it comes to music, there's usually a certain type of sound when you hear it, you're like, oh, they gotta be from Louisiana or the South.
Mm-hmm.
And when they hear mine, they're like, wait, what? You from here? What? Because it don't sound like everything else down here.
So you have that unique sound that people like, man, you don't sound like you from here.
Right, like, because certain people would tell me I rap like I'm from New York, like on certain songs. So, you know, but that's what they say though. Like, I don't sound like I'm from here as far as the music, but the accent is what lets them know, oh, you gotta be from here.
Definitely. So do this for the audience right now. How would you describe your sound? How would you describe it?
It's a little versatile. I mean, like, I grew up on hip hop and lyrics and, you know, stuff like that. So I definitely incorporate a lot of lyricism when it comes to making music. But then I also know what, you know, you got to kind of get with the times as far as different sounds. So I try to bring in a mixture of lyrics, but with a nice sound, so where we could possibly get a hit. Yeah, it's kind of different. You know what I mean? But I don't think people would be disappointed because it's something for everybody. Like, old schoolers might like certain songs, while the younger people might like certain songs that I make. Mm-hmm. So I make some for pretty much everybody.
So when people hear your music, what type of message do you feel that they receive from that?
Well, being that I started off making music by writing poems, a lot of it was, you know, expressing the feelings that I have. So I still resort to that when making music. A lot of it is usually me just expressing myself, so a lot of people could feel what I'm saying when I'm talking about the feelings that I had as a little girl or something like that, you know.
I want to tap into this. Your music is what you believe in. You feel, not only feel, but you know that one day this music is going to take you to another level in life where you don't have to work a regular job. You're going to be living the life that you dream of, financially, just culturally, everything. This business is brutal. Everybody tries out for it. It's not like the Army. It's not like the Army has 10 million people. You're saying, let me sign up for the Army. You know, so because people don't want to die, and I get it. But in hip hop, millions of people, and in music, period, R&B, pop, whatever, millions of people make that attempt, but less than 1% make it. Why do you believe that you could be one of the ones that actually say, I'm living my life through music 100%?
Well, I believe that I could be the one because it's what I've been doing. Like everything that I've tried different things in life, right? But I always resort to music, and it's something that I'm good at without feeling like this is a job. You know what I'm saying? Mm. And so I feel like my work ethic will be one of the main reasons why I feel like people could say, look, I'm the next one, because you're not just gonna get a one hit from me and then a few more months you gotta wait for the next one. Like, no, like I work, right? So, and especially because I love to do it. So that's why I believe that, yeah, I'm next.
So you mentioned work ethic. So let's kind of touch on that a little bit. Break down your work ethic. Like, what makes your work ethic special?
What makes it special is, I mean, I can, like I said, when I make the music and I usually feel it, but I can usually make a song in a day and then come back on another one, and it'll be a whole different vibe, but you're gonna feel this one also. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, you did all of this. Like, for instance, I did 2 projects in 2 months, and working on another one. We're going to be working on another one soon. So, like, there's not many people who just drop 40 songs in 30-something days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you beasted in there. You beasted in the studio.
I'm in my mode right now.
Yeah, you in your bag. You in your bag.
Yeah. Yep. Gotta get it while it's good.
Right, so you in your bag, you doing your thing and all that stuff like that. Okay, I got you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tap into this part here. You're on the stage, microphone in your hand, crowd going crazy. How does that moment make you feel?
But you see, I haven't even had that moment.
Just picture it. Just picture it. Just picture it. Just picture it.
Okay.
That's it. Put yourself in the moment.
I would say I am anxious, nervous, and grateful all at once.
No, the reason why I say this is because you're going to be in that position, at some point, because this is what you're going for. It's almost like going to college. I mean, you could be like, oh, I'm going to school, I'm going to college, but one day you don't go to college forever. You're going to go get a job in that field, hopefully. So,
right.
you're not going to get on it. If I'm going to school to be a truck driver, I'm not going to get behind the wheel and say, boy, this truck is big. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm going to get into it,
Right.
I'm going to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to do what I do because I know I know why I'm there. I know what I'm built for. So to me, it's more so like that. So that's what I was saying. Like, even though you haven't been in that moment, I mean, you're still built for it in its own way,
Right.
So, I mean, that's what you're shooting for. Your music,
right.
Let's talk about how people can reach you on streaming sites. What streaming sites is your music on right now?
It's on all streaming platforms. Native Great on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all of that. Also on YouTube, type in Native Great Music. There's a couple videos up there. Instagram is Native Great Music. Just Google Native Great. I'll come up.
Right. So I wanna say this to what you're doing. So Native Great. So it's NAY space DA space Great, correct?
Yes.
All right. Just want everybody to know that now. See, you gotta let know people. Right. So you gotta peep that. You gotta peep that because I don't know nobody saying what.
I keep forgetting.
And that's why you got me. I'm like co-management. I'm like co-management. Not taking nobody's spot. Just saying I'm like co-management.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For real. So for sure. Here's the thing, right? So Native Great, that's NAY space DA space Great. So when people go to your profile on Apple Music, no shade at Spotify and the place else, but we really rock with, Apple Music and Tidal and iHeartRadio. What song do you want them to look for? If they had to look for one song when they go, what song would you want them to look for?
The song that I want them to look for when they go on, I would say Bad Intentions.
Why is that, my good friend? Why is that?
Well, I mean, the hook of the song is I'm a good girl with a little bad intention. So I would say that song is to kind of get a glimpse of where you'll get the rest of the mixtape. Like, you know what I'm saying? Basically saying, like, I'm a good person, but it's some things that I've probably done. People will probably label me as bad, but that's what that song is. Like, listen to that first and then listen to the rest.
Got it. Social media, how can people reach you on the gram? Is that your biggest platform right now, the gram? Yeah,
Native Great Music, NAYDA Music.
Slow it down. Give everybody a chance to write it down. Don't speed through the moment. Yeah, don't speed through the moment. I got you.
DAGREAT Music, MUSIC.
Got it.
Native Great Music on Instagram.
Tell everybody where your music is playing on the radio now that you know.
Okay, so my music is playing in Toronto and in Miami.
Talk to him.
And in Miami. Look. What?
So people, if you are on Apple Music, you can say, hey Siri, play Power 106.8 Miami. And you can catch your music. And also at Power 102.1 Toronto, you can say that on Siri as well. You can also stream us on TuneIn, and you can stream us at radiopushers.tv. Just click enter Radio Pushers and click the button that says Stream Live Radio. We are in the building every day of the week. Let me ask you a question. Be honest. What have you enjoyed the most about being on the We Built Different podcast today? Keep it real.
What have I enjoyed the most?
What have you enjoyed the most about being on the podcast today?
The experience of being on your podcast. This is my first time being on a podcast. And I've done interviews, but this one was really everything is all professional, is laid out nice. The experience was lovely.
Well, thank you. That means a lot to us.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That means a lot to us. Well, listen, I love your energy. I love the fact that you're so passionate about what you do. That's what I love about people from Louisiana. They're so passionate. You're a go-getter. You're a hustler. But most importantly, you're taking control of what it is that you're doing as far as your direction and where you want to go. So that's all respected at the highest level. So again, we want to continue to build on this relationship with you, and we thank you. I mean, seriously, you all make the podcast what it is. So we thank you for being on here, sharing your story. Yeah, sharing your story, putting your story out there to the world. You know, letting people judge you, hate you, love you. That take a lot, but I know you built for it.
Right.
So I'm not even tripping. And I always tell people anyway from the jump, like they don't even need to worry about the hate, because the hate before you make it don't even count. Because when you get to the top, that's when people really want to pull you all the way down to the bottom of the mountain. So that's when they really want to see you tumble. So the hate you get now, huh? Say again.
This is the pregame.
Exactly. So if you think you're getting hate now, trust me, it's not really hate. It's just people playing. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not even making money. You know, imagine you was making $1 million a year and people hating on you. You'd be like, why they hating on me and I'm rich? That's what made like people like Cardi B them go crazy, because they work so hard to get to their position, and people just say the craziest stuff to them. And I understand, you know, people say crazy stuff and talk to you like you ain't even accomplished anything. Like you're
right, like you're not even.
Yeah,
you don't matter, and it's like.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
But that's why I say you know, why you think you want to do this? So, you know, you got to gas up the car, because it's a long ride. I mean, very few rest stops. You know what I'm saying? So very few. But I got you on that. Thank you so much, people. Nate the Great in the building. We Build Different podcast. We are on Patreon all day, people. It's real simple. Patreon.com/We Built Different. Our podcast is built different. Our energy is built different. You can go to radiopushers.tv. Check us out. Also go to dreamhustlewin.com/Patreon, and you can sign up today, schedule your podcast, and jump on it. We're all about that positive energy, people. All day, every day. Peace.
Matrix on the road.
Count that cash up in slow motion, fill that bag up in slow motion. Give it in slow motion, I'ma take it in slow motion. Excuse me if I'm slurring, the room moving in slow motion. Ain't no need to hurry, we can do it in slow motion. I throw it in slow motion, yeah, that liquor got me soaking. He got his nose wide open, I do a little ego stroking. When he make me say his name, he acting like he don't know it. Little arch in my back, knowing he gon' blow it when he do that little crunch. He looking like he's satisfied, I that I chose. We ain't doing nothing, I ain't moving like a turtle. Got this kitty purring, got it jumping like a hurdle. When you do it in slow motion from the back, I let him hurt me. I know he finna come to us when he's slow. Like to feel the grip of his hand when he chokes me. Pressing me like to see what happen when he poke me. Full play, don't rush